Hello and welcome to another Near Running Cast. As always, my name's Johno, and I'm joined once again by Chris Underwood of Run Last Stick.
Hello!
So we're now into round 5. This is the last round of Swiss.
Yes.
This is a game to make it into the cup. So on the left-hand side, we have Laurie Poulter of Run, who we saw in the previous two videos, playing his RP. On the right-hand side, we have Ollie McEnteggart from Reading area, playing his Noise. Now, the scenario for these guys is both the same. A double win would definitely get them into the cup. A split would leave them at the mercy of strength schedule. So they both know that
they're both keen.
Yeah,
keen to do damage.
That's right. So it was a top 8 cup. I should mention, because I've not yet mentioned on the videos, the prize for this tournament, as well as the top 2 qualifying for the BABW finals in London.
Yes.
The prize for this tournament was a copy of Data and Destiny.
Really?
Which, when the tournament happened, was an incredible prize because the store owners were at Gen Con and they had got hold of a copy, and we found out on the day that they were going to be able to give it away to the winner. Very exciting.
That's really cool.
So, and lots of players had come. It was fairly late in the BABW Qualifier season, so lots of players had come along with their. They'd already qualified, so they brought some fun decks. Yeah. The likes of Tim Fowler came along and was really annoyed that he hadn't brought his beloved NBN. Yes. So anyway, fair to say these guys would both like to make the cut.
Yes. So I think Laurie's probably feeling pretty rough with his hand at the moment, though, man. Depending on
what
the
have
ices,
got?
he's got 2 agendas, Caprice,
but no ice.
No ice, no economy. It's pretty sad.
So he's icing the centrals. Well, I think that's okay. We're going to get 3 access medium. So Eli's not the best option for stopping a medium. Because you can spend, if you get 4 accesses.
But when you know most of your agendas are in your hand, then it's
that's
less.
True.
It's less worrying. You've got the Caprices, which you would hope
could put a Caprice on R&D or something.
Could put a Caprice on R&D. HQ. Yeah, that's true. That'll kind of slow it down. Oh, clear. Actually, I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Because you know that the next 3 cards are not agendas. So if he's going to spend a turn to get a counter, so he buys you a couple of turns.
Yeah. I wonder what that ice on HQ is. I mean, maybe that's another Eli. That could make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know. It could be an end run, like a wraparound or something, or it could just be like a pup, like a kind of cheap taxation ice.
I kind of want, as Noise, I'd kind of want to have a little poke at archives now, because you've milled quite a few. There's
there's obviously no Jacks on the table.
No Jacks on the table.
Okay.
And there wasn't any ice.
Yeah.
This is
So we've got an ice on archives. So now, unless that's a crick or something, and a nasty ELP. So unless that's a crick or something on archives, I guess, would you rather see it on a remote and set up? Maybe you could put the Caprice and an agenda down and try and get stuff started. Maybe he's happy to kind of play it slow.
Maybe.
And if it is a crick or something like that, it's probably best on
I feel like maybe Laurie thinks he needs to play confident, and while he's playing confidently, then maybe you won't suspect that he doesn't really have much in his hands. Oh, there's a Sunji though.
Got
so
Sunji,
one decent piece of ice.
And now a piece of ice.
He's drawn to a pup, so pup, Sunju, that's a nice combination.
So he's going to install the Sunju, presumably behind the pup.
Yep.
So Aesop's going to do some work for Noise. So, the classic question.
Yes.
Do you immediately go after Sunju with all you can? I mean, you want to
yes.
kill it fast, right?
Yes.
You could bounce off this Eli for no risk and then try and find out what the ice is, maybe.
I guess the enhanced logging protocols makes it a bit trickier, because then that's an entire turn just just spent doing that. He needs to die. He needs to die. Definitely this turn, but if not, then next turn.
Yeah. But the mental health clinic, less of a risk. I mean,
less of an immediate threat.
The
with the imp
you
there, then you can imp it, and I kind of like, ooh, Lamprey. I haven't seen one of those for a while.
So Lamprey could be in there for headlock reasons, or just because it's a 1-credit virus. So
yes, I think
Noise and Aesop
could have 0 text on it, and I think Noise could have it in their deck.
Yeah. I think
right. Clear! Getting rid of that imp token.
Purge.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Does the Lamprey die as well?
It does
I think.
as well. Yeah, Purge is Lamprey.
No, that's Get rid of the imp counters, because I think you would have thought about trashing the mental health clinic if you had some spare.
he also bought a turn for the Eli, I guess. Bought a couple of turns.
Yes.
If he's worried he's a bit porous.
Yeah, maybe.
In theory, he's drawn a bunch of ice now because Noise accessed 3 pieces of ice from RD. But, I mean, one of them was... access some ice from RD. One of them was Susano, which I think might have got milled anyway.
Yeah.
So, hopefully he's starting to shore up. Many runner decks nowadays don't have currents. We talked about it before. So, it's probable the only way for him to get rid of this encrypted login protocol is a steal.
Yes.
So, I mean...
Actually, you know what, man? Something I hadn't thought about. Film Critic would leave the current in place, wouldn't it? And even if you clicked off the gender, you're placing it. You're not getting rid of the current in that situation.
I think that is correct.
So
why would you... Oh, you mean...
No, I'm just thinking,
so
like, if you're playing against
Butcher Shop...
against Butcher Shop and they put out a current, then that's probably going to stay up if you have a Film Critic.
You don't want to steal it.
Yeah, exactly.
An interesting point.
Yeah, and something I hadn't considered. So maybe in a Film Critic meta, currents are stronger for the core.
Maybe, yeah.
Anyway,
right.
Slight side there.
I would like to see more currents, I think, in runner decks, but they're not that good. I mean, in many of them, you just play as kill,
counter.
Yeah.
The ones I do like, though, I like the Anarch ones. I like the Corp net damage one, and I like the hand size reduction one. I think they're both good fun. Oh, all right, you cheeky bugger.
Bluffed out Flossic doesn't do any damage, but it is 2 points.
Oh,
so
jeez. See, again, no one expects a cheeky Flossic.
So following his game-winning success against Brendan, starts to play cheeky and get his first agenda that way as well.
Maybe that's the thing, man. Maybe during playtest he put it in just to see what it would do, and
no one ever. Yeah.
I think actually with ELP up,
you're not gonna run it.
You're probably not going to run it.
It's going to cost you 3 clicks to run it as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay, so he's going to take it away in a minute because he incorrectly installed David. He doesn't have the memory. Parasite on Ice, classic.
Yes, the classic.
Forgets the memory. So he just realised he can't actually install it. But that was actually a problem before. He installed the Lamprey before, actually. When will these runners learn?
Yeah, man. No. Parasite is the classic of like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Easy mistake to make though.
Yeah. No.
He probably also would have hoped that Eli would be dead by now. So he's on 3 counters. So in theory, it's going to die next turn.
That's the problem with thinking too many moves ahead.
Unless Laurie purges, which he might.
Probably
wouldn't. He might just install over it. Maybe that's the better play.
I think that's a template. He's already lost 2 turns,
and he's got 11 credits, so he can. Yeah,
he's got 11 credits.
See, he did purge. Interesting. Right. He does have Sundew, I suppose.
Yeah,
so
that gets him another 2.
It's not like nothing happened in that turn.
Yeah,
and in many ways, maybe he's worried that because of medium, if he doesn't protect R&D fairly reliably, then. I was about to say Early Learning Centre. Encrypted login protocol will just go away after a couple of runs in R&D. So, maybe... Well, if he feels confident in what he's got in his hand and the fact that he's getting 2 credits a turn, in many ways, would you say that Ollie is getting maybe a bit of kind of tunnel vision on the centrals? I mean, he's not even tried to go after this Sundew.
He hasn't hit HQ once yet as well, though.
So maybe I think he's R&D,
just...
Then.
He's paid the money for the medium and he wants the mileage out of it, you know. I think not trashing the Sundew has probably lost him the game.
Do you run archives?
At this point, when there's definitely no Jackson out, you've got David's for the Crick, that is probably there. Susanna Minoku, you've seen already, that would also deal with that. But
probably not on archives, but yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
well, you know,
it's a bluff.
Depends how many agendas are in there, and depends if you haven't seen your Jackson yet, you know. So
yeah, well, I guess you never res it, but you might put it there just to make the runner think twice about running.
Yeah.
So another iced remote. So what do you think's in that remote? Jackson, maybe?
Actually, would Susano on Archive set up an infinite loop?
No, I think it would never fire.
It would never fire because you're running again on
I don't know.
Sorry.
So it is a pop and it's not relevant. I think it specifically says not on Archives, actually.
Okay.
It doesn't fire up on Archives. That is from memory.
Right.
So, that's in the bin.
Cerebral Static.
Cerebral Static's a great card.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot against Anarchs who kind of have to be kind of more in on their power.
Noise in particular.
Yeah.
Because you play it and now Noise has to run.
Yeah.
Take that, Noise.
Exactly.
So, assuming that he's got 2 or 3 cerebral statics, as in faction, maybe 2 enhanced logging protocols, so that's a few currents then.
Yes.
It's a definite strategy.
No, so, maybe he was thinking the same thing about, if you're film critting all my stuff, then it's going to last longer. Maybe. Yeah, because if you've got the Future Perfects in your deck, and someone's definitely going to install that against you, maybe that's the thinking.
Well, there's no... So this is pre-film critic. So there's no film critic,
sorry.
But yes, I still think that cerebral static will do a lot of work against Noise and other...
Actually, yeah, it works well against most of the strong... Apart from Andy, obviously.
Doesn't work against Andy, yeah.
No. Makes a Professor deck immediately illegal, which I always find quite funny.
Yes. So we have...
Call a judge over, play cerebral static, see what happens. It'll be fun.
So we have scored Nisei.
Yes.
Out from behind that Lotus Field. Lotus Field is obviously a great piece of art against Anox that have Fixed Breakers and David.
Yes.
Because it's perfect. And Parasites. So now that Laurie's on 4 points and has a Nisei counter.
Laurie's won. He has a what's name in hand. He has a Future Perfect. He can install
it. Oh, he does. You're right.
Yeah, he can install that with the Caprice
over
the
Sundew, I guess.
Over the Sundew.
Is it early? Should he wait a turn?
He's got an ELP up. He can stop
one
of the runs.
You convinced me.
It depends what... actually, you know what? It depends what that ice is, though.
So here's the other thing to mention, and we mentioned it against Brendan, and it's even more telling now because of the Enhanced Logging Protocol.
Yeah.
Noise has installed Wildside against RP.
Oh, he has Wildside!
So he has 3 clicks. So he will always...
No! Then he can't steal it.
He
just installs Advance.
He will always be running the remote. He cannot run earlier than the last click on the remote. So that's just... so dangerous.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. You could have installed it naked. Doesn't matter. Just whatever. Keep the Sunji. It's a good card.
Yeah.
The Nisei will take him out, but
actually, man, why didn't he do that then? Why didn't he install Feature Perfect, advance it twice, make him spend 2 clicks running a central, lose a click to Wildside, then he has to run the thing, then
on the remote,
then a Nisei, and then he's won.
You're right.
What happened? Well, maybe there's something I'm missing.
Yeah, maybe
Laurie's a better player than me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, so
it's hard in tournaments, man. We're kind of just
that's
of
true.
sitting on the sofa watching games for fun, and when you're in the tank.
Yeah, this is the 5th round of Swiss, so this is not the first game of the day. So they've been playing. They know they're playing for the cup.
Yeah. Maybe he thinks he needs a bit more money before he can kind of do that.
Yes.
Anyway,
he's got pancakes now.
Yes.
So now it's not.
So now it's
the window, if
tricky.
you want to call it that, has shut. Although,
yes,
I still think so. Loris can trash the Sundew, which didn't last very long. In fact, it may have not played out, apart from res itself.
Double advance.
He's going to double advance. That's got to be a Future Perfect.
Maybe the other card isn't a Caprice.
Could be a Batty.
Maybe it's a Batty.
Yeah. Maybe the ice is not great. I mean, he seemed to have a not great starting hand. It could be. We think it's a pup. So it's not exactly taxing.
No.
But the Lotus Field is going to do work. So
where if he doesn't see anything, what do I do? What do I do as Noise? See, this is the tricky thing, man. Because
I think hit R&D,
he
steal an agenda, trash the current.
By leaving Sundew up, he's enabled so much of what Laurie has done to win, to get this far.
So he's going to install Faust, but that's on click 3. So who won at 4, but Nisei.
Yeah,
that's it.
And then that's
it's Future Perfect, so it's game. Okay, so now it seemed like Laurie didn't have a great starting hand.
No, but he managed to play out of it, which was very,
I think
very fun
that game was an advert for Enhanced Logging Protocol in RP, because it makes it so hard to run remotes. Like, you're running on best case click 3 on a remote, and you've done nothing but run that turn. So you haven't prepared in any way. Yeah, really dangerous. And Noise didn't really get set up. I mean, installed the wild side, not early, but maybe you don't install wild side when there's an ELP on the table. Is that?
But then you need to get out your stuff. I don't know, man. It's
tough.
Maybe he's digging for one of the. Maybe he's digging for one of the Noise, the Anarch currents. Maybe that's one. Seems unlikely.
If he's got one, I guess I assume he hasn't got
doesn't
one.
Really have any synergy. When there is printed a current that says something about viruses,
yeah,
maybe
all viruses in your heap go into your grips.
Yes. all parasites that you've forgotten about have zero
Yes,
memory.
that's it.
Maybe that's one that can be printed.
Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, it was quite. That was a pretty classic RP. Get the Sunju up.
Yeah,
just wait.
Yeah, it looked that way, man. But I mean, if was it Brendan?
It was Ollie on the right.
Ollie. If Ollie had run HQ a few more times and kind of checked that out,
that's true.
Then it could have been a very different game. I think Laurie played it cool. He didn't panic when he kind of had that duff hand. Well, I call it duff. I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I don't play RP a lot.
He just kind of...
He kind of played it like he was worried a little about R&D and that medium kind of got out, and then he kind of concentrated on R&D a lot, and then he didn't trash the Sunju, which I'll say again because
you've got to kill it.
That was I don't know, mistakes, maybe too strong, but assuming it was defended by Caprice, I mentioned before. Yeah, that's a card you got to kill. That is a great server to run on. There is no reason not to run on that server. Yeah. So that's tricky, man. I don't know what I'd have done differently in Noise's shoes, but yeah, it's Laurie played very well.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to see these guys flip around then. So Laurie will feel kind of quietly confident about his place in the cut, although a win would secure it. That's right.
Certainly.
Ollie will need to win to make the cut. So in the next game, we're going to see Laurie's Max return. We saw his Max in the last
maybe that he'll install some breakers this time. That'll be exciting.
Yes. Can you imagine? And we're going to have Ollie's RP. So Ollie was also playing RP.
Yes. Oh, all right. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what differs in that RP. A lot of RPs. I don't know, there's a blueprint for RP decks, right?
Yes.
Many RPs are the same, but it's the one or two cards, that you change.
It's that Philosophic Entanglement
that you sneak instead of the Future Perfect, that kind of thing. It's the ELP instead of the whatever else.
Which actually, that Philosophic Entanglement, if you kind of look hard at the classic and kind of make some sensible tweaks or kind of think hard enough about it, that Philosophic Entanglement has won Laurie 2 games. Both games that we've seen.
That's true.
Won Laurie those
because
games.
If it was
anything else, if it was something more standard, if it was something less interesting, then that's not.
And it's the surprise that wins games. I guess it's the unpredictability. So
certainly, I mean, surprises that make sense. Surprises that if your surprise is something that is dealt with by a mimic, then maybe that's less of a surprise.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a card choice and it's a playstyle choice that just really works when people are expecting a certain way of playing, and that's really good.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess late game it can do damage, do net damage.
Do a bit of net damage. I don't think he's got it in there.
I don't think that's why it does that.
No. But yes, there's the silver lining of getting rid of that levy.
Yeah, that's it.
Levy or something. Yeah,
they're gonna have good cards.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So it'll be interesting to see what differences Ollie's RP has then to the standard archetype. Great. All right. So thank you, Chris, for helping me out with this video.
Well, thank you,
and thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time.